okay, back is okay.
Yeah. I've done it again, the newest acquisition, and we're going upscale in the world of estates. This is definitely the category rare and nobody cares. What do you think, Arby?
Good.
Good.
Long day today.
Long day, yeah, I can imagine.
Good.
Looks to be, I can't see in the dark, but it looks to be good condition.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Exhaust, that's fine.
Looks good, yeah. Exhaust is good. A little bit close on this side, yeah. Okay. Okay, new battery fitted. The other one had died, wouldn't start the car. Oh, closer. Oh, it's a little grumpy. Looks like we got a blinker on. Oh, that's a blinker. What is that? I don't know. Let's try again. Oh! That, I think I might have confused something here. That was the acceleration. That is the choke. Okay, there's two next to each other. So it lives. That's good. Let's try that again. Nice. Wow. I think that's signaling the handbrake's on. Yeah. I have no idea with any switches or anything on this car so far. We've got some lights in the front. We probably have some dashboard lights here somewhere. That's the fan. That's the window wiper trying. Died. Pause that. Okay, we're not going to get any fancy dash lights for now because I need to research what's what here, and we're a bit in the dark, so we're just... Well, I do have extra light. Let's see. Here we go. Now, if you haven't guessed it by now, I've gotten another Italian car. Let's see. Yeah, fan, light. Is this the interior light? Who knows? Yeah. Here's something. That's so all sorts of gauges and lights. Let's see. There we go. That did something. That is your dimmer. That is another light for something. What does it say underneath it? Lights. Yeah, okay, good. Lights. Lovely. Put the handbrake on again. Let that one. Let's have a look. Oil, fuel, almost empty, of course. But there's a little bit in there. We got the clock. We have water temperature. So far, so good. Let's get the bit of a claustrophobic Halloween edition. There we go. I have no idea what, so I guess that's first gear. Let's find out. No, that's not first gear. Let's try this one. We're moving, so that's good. So quick drive and it works. It stops. Not the ideal weather to be testing it, but how could I not? Bit of fresh fuel in there. Hopefully go a bit better. Need a bit more air in the tires, but I'm very, very excited. So now I'm going to get this back into the garage and have a closer look. This is the dashboard at night. Very, very cool. Very nice with the rolling tape in there, or whatever it is that moves up with a nice orange color to it. We have the courtesy light in the rear view mirror, which is quite clever. It seems to be running pretty smooth. I got no complaints really. So far, so good. So here it is, a new addition to the family. It's a 1967 right-hand drive Fiat top of the line 2300. This was the this is what Fiat was going to compete with Mercedes and Jaguar, and they did manage to sell a couple of cars, and this is one of them. And it's a glorious machine. It's very nice, low mileage, original car. Looks to have had one top of respray, so we'll have to find out what's hiding underneath the paint. It's the original color it's been sprayed in, but as we can see, we do have a couple of those cozy blisters forming here and there, and the paint has started to fade. Unfortunately, somebody decided it'd be a good idea to leave this car outside for a while, even though it was a really good car. That is how I tend to find them. Just like the Flaminio over there and the 2600. That is a shame, but at the same time, that means I can afford it. And what I'm very happy about is it seems like I got very decent chrome on this car. Most of the paint is pretty good, and I'm pretty sure it will polish up nicely. So we got a bit of cracking and stuff, but we got an issue here and on the other side of the windscreen, which I've heard is very common on these cars, so I'm not too worried. Got a little bit of bubbling down here as well. Again, not the worst of things. When it came off the trailer, I had a quick look underneath and it looked really good. Doors, etc. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Usual little bit here, but this is, this is not bad. This is an Italian. This is a Fiat, people, so you know what I'm talking about. The interior is really nice. The original vinyl has survived pretty well. The stitching has come out, and it's only a matter of time until this splits, I'm sure of it. But it's still together now, which is good. And it's just gorgeous. Really, really nice. Lift the carpet, see what's underneath. It had original seat belts, which is pretty cool. That's very good indication right there. That is an amazing indication, actually. This looks to be all the original wool carpets. Beautiful. Smells pretty nice in here. Headliner is good. It's really good. We've got the little courtesy lights up there. Overall, very happy. Very, very happy. This wheel arch looks better than the other one. There's a little bit of stuff going on down here. But we'll give this a clean and a poke, and maybe we can get that repaired at some point. At the moment, it's going to be in my dry garage with the other Italian fleet of scruffy cars, with the exception of the Flaminio Coupe and the tent over there, but come on, it's starting to look like a used car dealership from about 1968 in Italy, doesn't it? Very, very cool. quite excited. So the whole idea with this is I do have my Peugeot 404, which I care a lot about, but I've put that up for sale at Car and Classic, so that's available there at a bargain price in order to have this. And it's not because I dislike the 404, but it's because I got Indy and 2 kids and a wife. And the idea is this would be the perfect car to have Indy in the back and some luggage, and we can go for some good trips. I've just taken a little test drive, very happy with that. We do have some issues. Top part of the tailgate in the back here has definitely had some rust going through, but it's not. This piece is salvageable going all along here with that obviously rubber in there, and it's okay. This is probably, I've got to replace this bit here, but that looks to be a fairly easy thing to do. Not that I'm a metal worker, but it's not the scariest kind of thing. It looks very square and hidden away, so a bit of amateurish, a bit of my amateur welding work might sort that out in the future. What is very good is the tailgate itself. It's completely solid, no filler, a little bit of flaky flake from the previous paint job. Again, I think a lot of the stuff you're going to see on this car is a result of it just standing outside for a little bit, whereas if it hadn't, you wouldn't have seen these things. Fair enough, that's the way it is. Worst is this here, which I am temporarily going to scrape off, clean down, and we're just going to cover it with some rust protecting paint for now, and hopefully in the future we'll get a windscreen guy out and take the windscreen out, because I guess because it's the same as the sedan it wouldn't be too bad, but I'd try and keep this good. We can take this out and then replace that little square in there and do the same on the other side, and at that point I think do that square there, this square here, see, tidy up. There's going to be a little bit around the gaskets, I'm sure, but at that point I think we're pretty good. The car was on a transporter and I haven't seen any moisture come in, so that's very good as well. So I think it's fairly dry. This lower section here has suffered. I know that is a kind of a molded rubber thing. I don't think this is the original foam in there that's come out, but the actual dash pad itself is in really good condition. So I'm going to take this off and expose whatever's going underneath. See if we can remake something for this. That would be nice. I'm sure we can figure something out. Or maybe there's a scruffy sedan out there for parts which has one, or if somebody sees the video and has one lying around, I'll be very interested. That's of course the right hand drive version, so a bit more difficult to find, unfortunately, but that is really letting the otherwise beautiful dashboard. We got a modern CD radio thingamajig in there, fair enough. I might be tempted to replace that with a more authentic 1960s radio, but somebody has gone into the extra effort of fitting some fat speakers in here, so yeah, and padding it with the wrong coloured vinyl. So there's little things we can look at. I believe these are the original carpets and they are in excellent condition. Again, let's have a look. Well, we have the original sound ender that feels dry. I have no reason to think there's rust underneath there, considering how clean everything is otherwise on the car. Yeah, that's a bit of a long video of me just blabbering on, but it's just so many nice details. Let's look at the engravings on the ashtray here. Very Italian, same kind of engraving I find on the Flaminia and the 2600 sedan. This is bakelite and has cracked. I can imagine that is a typical thing on these. That we could probably try and fill with some black stuff. You can see the remnants of the original plastic that was covering this, and I think that's been taken off not too long ago, considering the condition of the seats. They're absolutely excellent. The stitching in the middle, these little threads have deteriorated and come out. The vinyl's still good. And to be honest, that's good enough for me. Very nice. The vent windows here have a lovely, really nice, everything's so beautiful on this car. Look at that, look at that. Little black backlight on the inside. I bet there would have been little black covers on these as well. There is on the other side. So somebody has knocked these ones off. We have most of them. We're missing 3. So 3 little cone black covers will be on the list to find. The paint is pretty matte, but I'm pretty sure this will come up very nicely, and most of this chrome as well. Again, I bet a lot of this pitting has actually resulted in the car being stored rather poorly recently. Even the bumpers are great. We got this bumper, it's the worst one. It's got a bit of pitting on the top. Rest of the bumper actually looks pretty good. Going all the way around. This side is close to perfect, so I don't know why the one side is. Look at the lenses. That's been replaced with new old stock ones, but they're super clean. I might but just the rubber, everything's very good. This car just needs a fantastic cleanup. I'm going to, the brake seems to come alive when I've been driving a bit, but I still want to give it a full bleed for now and see how it feels. Probably rebuild the brakes at some point, give the engine a service. I love the grille on this. That is so cool. A bit of 1959 Buick, if you ask me. Lovely emblem in the center here. Extra little bar put on. Fiat Motor Club, GB. I probably will take these 2 off just because I'm not a big fan of these kind of things on your grill. Other people might like them, but that's just not me. But they'll go on the shelf, don't worry, I'm not going to chuck it. Everything looks very good. Just look at the plastic and the indicators here, how well that's been preserved. Lots of lovely little details. If anybody wants to see the engine, and that's what's also the thing that's attracted me to this car. Last tag on there, all right. Here you got the hood release. Pretty cool. Of course, there would be a little light in here as well. That is not lighting at the moment, but I'm sure there's just a bulb or something like that. Beautiful condition. The chrome, everything clean up so nicely. Look at that. Very, very excited. We go into the engine bay, and what can I say? We have an overflow, we have the air filter, we have the radiator. There's some interesting stuff going on at the bottom of the radiator there, but I'm not going to look too closely at that. But we have an incredibly solid car. Look at that. That is remarkable. I think just a good service, hopefully. Actually, it seems to be driving great. The windows wipers worked. And we have some things I need to figure out what works and what's what and what's not. This is a completely new braking system for me, of course. Probably some rubber grommets we can replace in the future, but this is a Fiat, and in terms of rust, I'm very, very happy. Excellent. I'm going to keep it a bit short. I'm going to do a little bit of a cleanup now on the car because it's in here. And how cool is that? You're going to see a lot more of this car coming up, I'm sure of it. Definitely not the, turn the, I've got a little power switch here, so I think I might turn that off for now, just so we can dry out without using any power on the little lights on the side there. Just love it, love it, love it, love it. Fantastic vehicle. I think this is going to look extra nice when it's cleaned and polished, because a lot of this is in really decent condition. Now thumbs up to the guy who sold me the car. He did not mention that we have a complete master cylinder here, brand new, brand spanking new, ready to go on the car. That looks to be the correct one if you ask me. Well, it might be one that fits. It's not, is it? Yeah, that's going to fit on there just nicely. Perfect. Fantastic. Clutch was working nicely, so I'm not too worried about that. Look at that. And if I don't need to put it on here, if I rebuild that one, I do have another 2300 if you watch my videos. We have some plates here. L 33883. This is probably where the cars come from before. So not a... Where is that? L. I'll have to look into that. That's probably the plates in this car from before it came here. Very interesting. And we have a battery hold down thing here. And we have a new old stock rear lens. Look at that. That is probably what these are as well then. But fantastic. Real goodie box. And not to mention, we've got a head gasket. A brand new head gasket. That is like, that's exactly what I need for the other car. And they're, you know, they're not that cheap, so that's amazing. So now it's no reason, now we got to park this, we've got to sort the Alpha out. Don't worry, we're still going to get the Alpha going. I'm going to get the head off. I've been very busy this weekend, was at a wedding and etc, etc. But we're going up slowly on the head here. This is the tool of choice. But that is for the sedan. Just a little update around, and I'm just waiting for some help. We're gonna, I think this head will come off a lot easier, so we're gonna sort out the O-rings on that. Otherwise everything should be sorted with this one. We've sorted the water pump anyway, so that's ready to go back on. So we're gonna get this running, definitely this winter, before Christmas hopefully. This is running, we're just gonna give it a service, go through it, and then we're hopefully going to get this engine running, pop it into this car, and when we've popped it into that car, we're going to move some things around and get the 2300 Coupe in here to work on. So exciting times. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the video there. I've seen what's come into the garage. We'll do some more driving around with the car when I've got used to it and got some backup should I break down. But so far, so good. Very excited. I think it's an incredibly good looking car. Very, very much up my alley. As you can see, I've now got a collection of dark blue cars in the garage. 3 of them being mine, unfortunately. If anybody would be interested in helping me out with my projects, if somebody wanted this, they could get that with the engine and the gearbox. Very, very cheap. You just have to send me an email via my website at mitko.co.uk. Or the Flaminia. They're both cars I want to keep and fix, but because I'm kind of flooding myself with projects and cars, I would be open to let one of them go. If not, I'm going to get them running and driving, and we'll take it from there. So I'm in no hurry, rush one way or another, but I don't want to be one of these sad bastards that have too many cars. Like you see on YouTube, you see several of them collecting cars, more and more and more, and they start going outside the garage and they start them up once in a while just to show that they run, to convince themselves that it's not all junk. But you know, in reality, you know what they have. So I really don't want to fall down that road. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't mind being like that, but the reality is I would like to see these cars running and going, and my time is limited. So give me 3 years and they might all be on the road, and they might not, but at the moment they're not deteriorating at least. Again, babbling on, I'm alone, had no friends to come over tonight, boo-hoo. Well, it's Halloween night, they're all busy, and that happened to be the day this car came in. So I'm extremely excited that this made it to the garage here. All the door panels on this is just so nice. Look at that, nice and tight. Spare bin bag, everything. On the advertisement, I saw this was out of whack. There you go. I've been dying to do that ever since I saw the car up for sale. Good. I'm going to take this out and give it a good clean as well. The carpets in this is just gorgeous. I've the nicest carpet in any car I have, and just look at the chrome. Everything. It's just to love. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all at that, and that's all for today. Until next time, have a good one.